What is going on, Team YouTube? As you can tell, the shelf is empty. So it is time for another collection video. And if you didn't read the description, or you're not understanding where this shirt is coming from, we are going to talk about my PlayStation 1 collection video for 2017. There she is right there. The old gray box. Loved the PlayStation 1. It was sort of a big deal when I was overseas. You know, for most of us, this was the first CD-based system that we owned. And definitely for me, it was, being a Nintendo kid. But everybody in the barracks had one, you know, playing Madden and NFL Game Day and Triple Play Baseball. So, loved the PlayStation 1. Unfortunately, when the PlayStation 2 came out and it played PlayStation 1 games, I never really played, you know, my PlayStation 1 anymore. So, boom, we got one of these. But you don't have one of these in your collection. If you do, thumbs up to you. So this is a memory card holder. Holds memory cards. Before we had 1 terabyte hard drives and we were storing games, you know, on PlayStation Network or whatever, we had to do it the old-fashioned way. Memory card. So, alright. So typically what I do is I show you guys my sports games. We throw them on the shelf real quick. We don't really talk about them unless there's one that needs to be talked about. There's all of our sports games. We got that one from HovG. But basically it's NASCAR and FIFA and Madden, NFL Game Day, that kind of stuff. Nothing too crazy. PlayStation was also very notorious for flooding the world with these. The demo CD. And you could get these just about anywhere. You could get them in magazines. You could get them at retail stores. You could get them at food joints, you know, fast food joints and stuff like that. But, you know, if you had to buy them, they were typically a couple bucks, and you could play the games before they came out, so you'd know if you want to buy them. Whoever thought of the demo CD, I'd like to buy that guy a beer, because that's just genius. Pizza Hut. Boom. Pizza Hut was in business with PlayStation. Demo disc. There's another Pizza Hut demo disc. And another Pizza Hut demo disc. They were just everywhere, man. But they were a really cool way to see what was coming out. Interactive CD Sampler Volume 3. Namco Demo CD Pack. Pretty cool. This is a pretty cool demo disc. It's got Intelligence Cube on it, which I don't have in my collection, but I love that game. Because I played it on this one, the Interactive CD Sampler Disc Volume 5. This is awesome. It has Parappa the Rapper, you can see right there. Intelligence Cube, Einhander, Tomb Raider 2, Crash Bandicoot 2. It's the ultimate in demo CDs. A lot of the RPGs got their own demo disc. Here's Legend of Legaia in a trifold cardboard insert, which is pretty cool. Final Fantasy VII had to have one. That was like a huge deal at the time. Final Fantasy VII. Here's the Squaresoft Collector CD. If you ever come across those, keep them, because they go with some games like Parasite Eve and Brave Fencer Musashi. This is pretty cool right here. Wild Arms 2. Again, it is a trifold type. Bada bing, bada boom. And I don't know if you can tell, it's very, very nicely done. It's got some like holographic writing in there. Kind of hard to tell. But I played through that. You could play as like 2 or 3 different characters. And I played through all of their little story modes that they had on the deck. And I was like, man, I need to get Wild Arms 2 for sure. Some of these demo disc guys are valuable. The Metal Gear Solid ones have value. This one right here has a little bit of value. This is the developer's demo CD. This was given out when you pre-ordered your PlayStation. This is sort of the first packaging, which is why it's a little bit more valuable. The second iteration of the packaging said something like, hear it now, play later, play it later. And basically the hook is that there's like 5 or 6 songs in there from bands at the time. Morningwood, Black Flag, Red Card, that kind of stuff. And then there was a bunch of tech demos. So you could pop it in your CD player and listen to the music. And then when you got your PlayStation 1, you could then put it in your console and you could play some of the tech demos, which is pretty awesome. If you're interested in learning more about that, I actually did sort of a brief review and playthrough of it. It's in the odds and ends section down below, so definitely check that out. Alright, so let's take a look at some sealed games. Gotta have some sealed games in your collection, right? We've got Ball Breakers. Probably not the best title for a game. This is Marble Master. I was hoping this would be more like Marble Madness, but it looks like it's, you know, like a puzzler, match 3 kind of thing. Sesame Street Sports. Yay. And Cubics. We'll throw those on the shelf. We've got some homeless games, games that have no homes. I wish some of these did, like this one right here. But we've got Medieval 2 loose disc. I wish I had the case and manual for that. I did a very, very dumb thing. I was on eBay, and I saw the case and manual for like $18.99 plus $3 shipping. And I was like, man, you know, I don't want to pay $20 for a case and manual. I should have bought it. So let that be a lesson to you kids. Bass Landing. Try and get away with not knocking stuff over. Caesar's Palace. 007. Everything. No, Tomorrow Never Dies. I love James Bond. Crash Team Racing. Scrabble. Need for Speed V Rally. Roll Cage. NBA Live 99. Fighting Force. Booyah. NBA In the Zone. Konami game. Twisted Metal 3. Twisted Metal It Doesn't Tell Me. Rascal. So we'll throw these on the shelf. Throw Bass Landing up there. If anybody wants to trade for Bass Landing. No, I'm just kidding. SmackDown 2. I prefer the SmackDown games on PS2. Beyblade. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Need for Speed Porsche. Sled Storm. Burst Trick. Tokyo Highway Battle, RC Revenge, and last but not least, Reboot. Throw them on the shelf. There we go. On the shelf they go. First stack of games. Woo. Hey guys, these are in no particular order because I don't really keep my games in order. I don't have like a bunch of bookshelves where I can put them in order. They just kind of go in a box. So we've got Frogger, Driver, Namco Museum Volume 3, Spin Jam, Tekken 2, X-Men Mutant Academy. Pretty good, but the load times are bad. We've got Trick and Snowboarder. It's a Capcom title. Big Strike Bowling. Spec Ops Ranger Elite. Actually kind of looks fun. Tetris Plus. Gotta love Tetris. Battle Arena Toshinden. Moto Racer, Shooter, Starfighter, Sandvane. This is a shooter, but it is an arena style shooter. So if you're not in arena style shooters, don't get it. Perfect Weapon. Never got into Croc, Legend of the Gobles, but people do love it. And Mech Warrior 2. So we'll get those on the shelf. No bubbles, no troubles right there. We've got Dexter's Laboratory. Test Drive 5. Hydro Cross. A game that I picked up recently that I regret. Creatures Raised in Space. El Dorado. We have Dance Dance Revolution Kanama Mix. I actually have the dance pad in the box, but I'm not going to get it out. Shooter Space Shot. This is a very generic side-scrolling shooter. It's actually pretty good. Worms Armageddon. Medal of Honor. Civilization. Yeah, on the shelf they go. We've got N-Gen Racing. I highly recommend this game. It's actually really fun. Sort of like Wipeout and F-Zero. So if you're into those kind of games, that's like that. Gunship, missing the manual. Rugrats Studio Tour. Motorhead. I always think of the band. Supercross. Need for Speed High Stakes. Road Rash Jailbreak. Alright, last part of the stack. Die Hard Trilogy. Spider-Man 2. Rayman Rush. Grudge Warriors. Extreme Go-Kart Racing. Twisted Metal 4. And M&M Shell Shock. Get them on the shelf. Woo, stacking them high. All right, next stack of games. We've got Air Combat, Rugrats, Search for Reptar, Puzzle Star Sweep. Oh, where in the hell did I get this game? I don't know, man. Sometimes you just get games, you don't know where the hell they came from. Flintstones, Bedrock Bowling, Miracle Space Race, Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, Batman and Robin, Ultimate Fighting Championship, TNN Motorsports Hardcore TR. Wow, that's a lot to say for one game. Tiny Toon Adventures, The Great Beanstalk. This game is horrible. If you see it, smash it with a hammer. Colony Wars. I wish I had time to play this, man. I think I got this at Maxine's Bargain Box for like a couple bucks. It was dirt cheap. All right, get it on the shelf. We've got Mission Impossible. Bang, there it is. A Bug's Life. I think I have this for like N64 and Saturn. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Gubble. Batman and Beyond. Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. Crusaders of Might and Magic. Hugo. Monsters Inc. Star Ocean. Now guys, okay. I'll give this one a try, but I tried the one on PlayStation 2 and I did not like it. Some of those RPGs, man, they just take forever to set up the story and you're watching like 20-minute videos. It's like, Jesus. Ridge Racer 4. Pretty awesome. If you ever find this, just remember that it does come with a bonus disc and it looks like that. I actually found one for 99 cents, which is a pretty good price, and I sent it out to Slow CVC, so hey, buddy. Unchammer Lammy. Spin-off of Parappa the Rapper. Grand Theft Auto Director's Cut. Bang. How about that? Alright, we got them on the shelf. Here's a game that's a little tougher to find. We've got Power Shovel. Resident Evil 2, thanks to Canadian Retro for helping me complete that. We've got Looney Tunes Sheep Raider. Love this game here, man. Tenchu Stealth Assassin. Pretty badass. We got a couple Tomb Raiders. Last Revelation. Tomb Raider 3, the original Tomb Raider, and Nightmare Creatures. Not a bad game there. Little Nightmare Creature action. Put it on the shelf. We've got Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver with the messed up case. I don't know if it can be fixed. Tougher to find game here. Grinch, about a $20 game. It's a Konami title, as you can see. Gotta have these. Gran Turismo 2, Gran Turismo 1, pretty much a staple. Gran Turismo, when it came out, everybody in our barracks was playing that. Of course, we had a bootleg copies of it, but it's cool. Rallycross, don't tell anybody. And then we've got Warhammer, which is awesome. I think I found that in a box somewhere for a couple bucks. I don't remember where I found it. On the shelf. Bang! We've got Sheep. Got that for $1.99. Didn't really know anything about it, but for $2, I'd pick it up for sure. Sydney 2000, I got that in a lot. Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen, SpongeBob SquarePants, Super Sponge, Walt Disney's Tarzan. Actually, not a bad game. Fun little platformer there. Turbo Prop Racing, that's a stinker. Stay away from it. Get them on the shelf. Woo! All right, we got one more stack of games to get to, and then we get to the serious games. All right, we've got Monkey Magic, 2.5D platformer. Dino Crisis, did not like it. Jet Moto, got that from Slow CVC. Crash Warped with the lenticular cover. We've got Spyro Year of the Dragon, lenticular cover. Spyro Ripto's Rage. Spyro the Dragon. Throw them on the shelf. Woo! We've got Star Wars Rebel Assault 2. I love that game, man. That was awesome. I had it for, I think, PC, and then I had X-Wing. Digimon. It's got the wrong game in it. It's got Digimon Rumble Arena. Oddworld. Love Oddworld. Jumping Flash 2. Project Horned Owl. Twisted Metal 3. Twisted Metal 4. Dragon Ball GT Final Bout. Ape Escape. Throw them on the shelf. Star Wars Masters of Terrakasi. This one has the manual and no back art. That was one of those games. Okay, so I had a CD case back in the day, and of course I didn't know better, so I took the CD out, took the manual out, and threw the back art away. But that's the copy that I bought when I was in Japan. Rival Schools, that's missing one of the discs and the manual, so If you got the disc in the manual or you want to swap for that one, whatever. We've got Grand Theft Auto, Crash 2, Street Fighter Alpha 2, WWF In Your House. I'm so old, I actually remember buying the first WWF In Your House pay-per-view on the television. I didn't stream it. Lost Vikings North by Northwest. Still a game I haven't played. And then we've got Oddworld Abe's Exodus. On the shelf! Woo! Stacking them up. Here's a game that people do not talk about and don't give it a lot of credit because they never talk about it. Quite frankly, you never really see it. We've got Punky Skunk. Awesome platformer, very bright, very colorful. Kind of reminds me of like Bonk's Adventure, you know, where it's sort of larger than life. Soul Divide, you look at that, you think, you know, Magic the Gathering, Diablo. It's actually a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up. It's actually pretty cool. It's got some RPG elements to it. Road Rash, Black Label. This is the harder version to find. There's a Greatest Hits jewel case. It's easier to find, and there's a long box that's easier to find. But the jewel case Black Label, not easy to find. Rayman, got that at Maxine's for $5. Star Gladiator, Capcom Fighter, got that for $7. Pretty good price on that. Diablo, everybody loves Diablo. I might give Diablo a try, but I have it on PlayStation 3, so I might play it on the PlayStation 3. We've got Heart of Darkness. Had to swap out the case. That's why the case looks so awesome on that one. And last but not least, we've got Pandemonium 2. Put them on the shelf. Bang! Okay, so, you know, we're going to keep moving along here. Again, we're getting some better titles, some more exciting titles. But I want to talk about some of my favorite games on the PlayStation 1. Starts right here, man. Hydro Thunder. If you do not have this game, do yourself a favor. Spend the $8 and get it. It is my favorite arcade racer of all time. You can get it on the Dreamcast, on the N64. You can get it on the Midway Arcade Treasures Volume 3 collection. I'm sure you can buy it off of some store, you know, Nintendo shop or some nonsense. But this is, in my opinion, the best version of Hydro Thunder that you can buy. And I remember playing it in the arcade, and I just loved it. Probably, if you had to twist my arm, and you said, Chris, what is your favorite game on the PlayStation 1? Tough. But it's probably Metal Gear Solid. This game, it was amazing. I mean, it just blew you away, you know, with the story. And it was a character that, as a Nintendo fan, I was familiar with because I had Snake's Revenge for the Nintendo. In fact, I don't have that on my Nintendo list, and I need to put it on there. But, so you're sort of familiar with the subject matter and how to play the game and stuff like that. You know what you're getting into. But man, I was just blown away by, you know, the stealth elements and then the 2 different endings, which is crazy. And of course that game, you know, spawned VR missions, which I haven't completed. I only put it in sort of just to mess around with it a little bit. But running close, my almost second favorite series, but so close to the Metal Gear series, is Siphon Filter. I loved this game. I had it on a bootleg. Again, don't tell anybody I had a bootleg. But I had a chipped out PlayStation back in the day. But Siphon Filter is so good. It's another game where the story is, you know, kind of blows you away. It's, you know, about this deadly virus, and it's a third-person shooter. But it's not stealthy like Metal Gear, but there are some stealth missions. And it spawned Siphon Filter 2 and Siphon Filter 3. So there's a lot of different options. Again, Siphon Filter is dirt cheap. It's, you know, less than a $5 game. I highly recommend it. And yeah, so those are some of my favorite series from the PlayStation 1. Okay, let's get into some of these games. Why not? You don't know what they are. I just saw them, and I'm like, let's get into them. So now we have to get into them. Boom! Warcraft 2: The Dark Saga. I actually traded one of these. I had 2 copies. I traded one to our boy Sprooch for the box for Bubble Bobble. So that was a pretty good trade. We've got Bushido Blade 1, Bushido Blade 2. Again, these are Squaresoft games. Pretty interesting fighting games. I really want to play them, but I also want to be able to put some time into it. I don't want to play them for like 10 minutes and then have to put them down. You guys know that my favorite franchise of all time, say it together, Mega Man. Love Mega Man. We've got Mega Man X4, Mega Man X5, Mega Man Legends, which will never, ever, ever leave my collection because I got this from Kane Deathbreaker. If I find a Black Label copy, I may just keep both of them just to have, you know, the variants. But this one will stay in my collection forever. We've got Mega Man Legends 2, which I got on an auction, Ohio auction, for like $1 something. And then Mega Man X8. So we'll throw these games on the shelf. Stacking them up. Look at that. So, again, we can't really talk about the PlayStation without talking about the kings of the RPG, Squaresoft, and their little adventure game, Final Fantasy VII. Again, a game that'll never leave my collection because I haven't played it and I want to play it so bad, but I want to make sure that I have enough time to dedicate to it. So, yeah. Then we've got Final Fantasy VIII. Sometimes people forget that this actually came with 2 manuals. It's got a walkthrough, and then it's got a manual. So if you're in the market for a copy of Final Fantasy VIII, make sure it's got both of the manuals. And finally, Final Fantasy IX. So I heard this is not as good as the other ones, but again, I'll probably never end up playing it. Squaresoft, Square Enix, you know, they made a bunch of Final Fantasy games. So we got Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy Chronicles that has Final Fantasy IV and Chrono Trigger on it. Although I've been told that the best way to play Chrono Trigger is on a Super Nintendo. Front Mission 3, I played about an hour and a half of that. I actually kind of enjoyed it. Brave Fencer Musashi. Again, this is another one of those games that comes with a demo disc in the back. I am missing the manual. If anybody has the manual for Brave Fencer Musashi and they want to give it up, let me know. Parasite Eve. Amazing game. Again, it's a game I played like an hour of and I need to go back and play it. And we've got Chrono Cross. Get those on the shelf. Got stacks on stacks on stacks. Alright, some other RPGs that I have. I've got Wild Arms. I just picked that up recently in a lot. Wild Arms 2, which Jason Rotbergs was cool enough to send us. If anybody has the manual for Wild Arms 2 and they want to come off of it, they want to trade it, please let me know because I want this game complete. We've got Legend of Legaia. RPG Maker. Got that in a lot, I think. And finally, I've got a copy of Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete. This one, however, is not complete. It's missing the map. It's missing the pendant and the pendant bag in the manual. So, a couple pieces missing, but it's got, you know, the soundtrack and the disc and the Eternal Blue book and the Omaki box with the standees. So, I probably won't keep this. This will probably go up for sale. All right, let's wrap this up. So, one of the more fashionable things to do now, especially for PlayStation 1 collecting, is to collect long box games. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is a long box game. Before they put games in jewel cases, PlayStation, you know, or Sony rather, put games in these long game boxes. And when you open it up, there's a manual inside, usually a piece of styrofoam, and the game. So the problem with these, as you can see here, the glue's starting to come undone. There's some plastic ones that are like bigger jewel cases, like Sega Saturn cases. They're very fragile, very brittle, but they're really awesome to collect for. And I think there's only like 100 and something of them, maybe 150 or something. That's probably not right, but it's an easy collection to get because there aren't that many of them. But here's Assault Rigs. When I picked this up for Year of the PlayStation, I showed some game footage. Pretty awesome game, and I highly recommend it. It's cheap too, you know, under 20 bucks. Jumping Flash, definitely an awesome game to have. This game can get up into the $100 range, you know, sometimes. Right now, I think it's about 70 or 80. Here's another game that's getting really expensive. This is Philosoma for the PlayStation 1. I got these all at half-price books, by the way. This one, those I got at half price books. Jupiter Strike, a game that I've started to play. It's like Star Fox, so if you're into Star Fox, it's only like $10. Nova Storm, pretty awesome. Another game that's like Star Fox, or if you've played like Solar Eclipse, you know, one of those type of games. Raiden Project. Love Raiden Project. At the time, this is the only way that you could get Raiden 2 on a home port. We've got Ridge Racer Classic. I think I got this. I didn't pay $9.99 for that. I know I didn't pay that. I forget where I got this. Maybe Brett Hamilton got that for me. And then last year, we got Battle Arena Toshinden. I got this at a garage sale. It's got the manual. Pretty good condition. But I got it at a garage sale for $2.50. 2 games for $5. I'm going to show you the second half of that $2.50 right now. Get them on the shelf. Look at it. Oh, monster. So I told you I got $5, 2 games, Battle Arena Toshinden long box, and this game right here. Contra Legacy of War with the 3D glasses. There's actually 3 different versions of this game. There's the 3D glasses version in a dual case. There's a dual case that doesn't come with the 3D glasses. And then there's a single jewel case. Alright, here's your pro tip of the day. This bad boy comes with the 3D glasses that look like this. Pretty funky 3D glasses at the time. If you have a copy of Contra Legacy of War for the Sega Saturn with the 3D glasses, these are the exact same 3D glasses. So these are worth more with the Saturn version than they are with the PlayStation version. Just a little tip out there for you in case you ever run across one of these. They usually go for about $20. So if you get it for $20 or $30, you get those glasses for free or close to free. You can bundle them with the Sega Saturn version and increase your profit margin. All right, so this last stack of games, they're probably my more expensive games, my more sought after games, I guess. We've got Silent Hill Black Label version. I don't know if they made a greatest hits, but I got this at a garage sale for $5. I need to do a case replacement on it, but we'll get to that in due time. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I got this at Half Price Books for $10 about 4 months ago, and they gave me 40% off, so good deal on that. I got this from Rotberg's. It's Castlevania Chronicles. I don't think I've ever seen this game in the wild at a store. I just don't remember seeing it, and if anybody has the manual, please God let me know, because I'd love to have that complete. We've got Crusader No Remorse, $39.99. I think I got it for $29.99, so that's a pretty good deal on that one. A little bit harder to find, especially complete. Okay, so here's my 3 games that are like $100 games. We've got Einhander. Boom. Love Einhander, a Squaresoft game. I don't know why they haven't made another Einhander game. It's amazing. That's an expensive game that is absolutely 100% worth the money. I did a playthrough. Check it out down below in the Let's Play section. We've got Team Buddies Loose Disc. I got this at a Cashline Advance, which is like a pawn shop. They had a box in the back. I brought it out. I was like, how much are the PlayStation 1 games? She said 99 cents. So we got Team Buddies for 99 cents. Good deal there. And that game, Team Buddies, goes for like 100 loose. Pink Panther Pinkadelic Pursuit. Now, I knew that I had this in my collection, but I thought it was like a $40, $50 game. No big deal. I hadn't checked on the price because I don't care about Pink Panther games. Until Tight White brought it up in a live stream. He's like, oh yeah, that's rare as shit. It's like a $100 game. I was like, what? I have that. So I looked it up, and yeah, they're starting to go for 100, 120. Somebody's asking $149.99. Somebody's asking $180. So that game will be up for sale, no doubt, because it's like a 2.5D platformer. It's not bad. It's just not my cup of tea. So mint condition, by the way, if anybody's interested. Throw them on the shelf. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for our PlayStation 1 collection video for 2017. Please tell me what your favorite PlayStation 1 games are, what PlayStation 1 games you have nostalgia for. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. And guys, We will see you on the next collection video. Thanks for stopping by.